masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Yo guys, how you doing? It's Singapore. It's another wet setup. It's the new layout at Singapore. We're with Charlie Boy Leclerc. P5, let's go. So, let's see what trials and tribulations happen in this one. 5 red lights. We're away. Almost did a Hamilton then, and almost got squeezed off. You have to respect Singapore massively, simply because it's treacherous enough in the dry, and in the wet it's just even worse, man. It's even worse. Very little grip. Not too bothered about these guys just taking off, because they dump all their ERS, and they do seem to be rapid in the straight. However, we'll catch them next lap, I would have thought. But Singapore has always been a circuit that I've really enjoyed racing. And with this new layout, yeah, it just seems to really work. It really does. Like I said, I enjoyed last week's Grand Prix. It was fantastic. It was probably one of the better Grand Prix that I've watched in a very long time, and that's simply because it wasn't dominated by one team. But yeah, gotta really be careful around this circuit. You have got to be careful around any circuit in the wet, but still. Alright, let's see if we can make some positive inroads.
Got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
Cheeky send on Hamilton. See if we can't. Oh, this is going to be a big one. I was naughty. Don't ever do that. To be fair, Hamilton just repaid the favour, so. Oh, and Perez has gone 3 seconds out in front. The good thing is that there's no DRS or anything available, so let's see what we can do. I have noticed quite a few bumps that I didn't notice what was there before. Don't know if that's because of the wet nature of the circuit, like, but yeah, it's looking good. I think Hamilton has damage. That's the reason why he's dropped off so much. The AI are awful in the corners. That's the thing, see, because Codemasters need to take some blame for this, because rather than improving the entire AI and making them faster, better racers, what they actually did was just increase their straight line speed. That's it. So in the corners, they're still very, very slow. And around the street circuit, they're even worse. So like I said, Codemasters need to take some responsibility.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
For this. I love how the rain momentarily. But as you can see just on how much faster they are in the straights, probably running similar levels of downforce. Yeah, they're absolutely rocket ships, and we ain't. I would argue that Hamilton has got damage and the AI are finding it very difficult to get past him. Hence the reason for the train. It's probably lost an front end plate. But yeah, like I said, going by any street circuit that you race on, you have to treat with respect. Tyre wear is literally non-existent. I've got 2% wear on the rear, on the front tyres, and I've got 7% on the rears. Tyre temperature.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
It's all good. Got plenty of grip, as I've said, and I will go into it in more detail, but you guys, the setup is next, and when you get to the setup is a very, very good base setup. You can run it straight out the box if you like, but I urge you to tweak your setup, change your setup, make the setup better suited to your driving style. And remember, even if you mess up, you know, if you change something and it doesn't quite work, that's okay. Just reload the setup and go the opposite direction. It's all about trial and error. One day you'll find you'll play with something and you'll gain seconds. You know. But this has been Singapore. Really hope it helps. The setup is up next. Do all that good stuff. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one.
What a great race it's been then. Another classic Singapore Grand Prix. And they've held on to take the checkered flag here today. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I think what impresses me most is just how the drivers hold their focus and nerve with these massive rain delays and this changeable forecast. got to be out there on track, feeling and looking for the grip, and know when it's
Here
right.
come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next
So the new Singapore layout then, this is the setup I've gone with. Obviously it's wet, so yeah, let's get into it. Going with 50 on the front wing, 46 on the rear. You can argue that you need less downforce now for this circuit, but downforce is king around any street circuit, whether it's Monaco, whether it's Hungary, because technically Hungary is Monaco, but just without the walls. You've got Zandvoort. Alright, Zandvoort is not a street circuit, but still, the only exception to the rule is Baku and Jeddah, because Baku is designed with many straights. Jeddah is also a fast circuit, so yeah, they're the only outliers that don't require high downforce. So yeah, I've gone with 50 on the front, 46 on the rear, and like I keep saying, and will always keep saying and keep bleating on, this setup is a fantastic base setup. You could run it straight out of the box, no problem at all. However, if you was to tweak and change and chop and make things better for your driving style, this setup will transform 100%. I promise you that. So yeah, that's with the Aero. Onto the transmission, just going with a flat 50/50. Again, this applies to ABS off users. If you are finding it difficult and locking up the rears all the time, increase the diff off. The diff off will help you stop locking up, really. Onto the suspension geometry. This is the only time that I've ever and will ever change the toe on an F1 car. I just found it helped me a lot. How many videos have I made saying right, left, if it's not broke, don't fix it? But I found that this just helped me that little bit better on traction. So I went with it, I ran with it, and yeah, this is the only time. This is the only time I'll change it. So I've gone with obviously right, left, and then 0.14 on the rear toe in, and it helped. It really did. On the suspension then, it's changed quite a bit from the original Singapore setup, because the original Singapore setup was done obviously minus the new layout, so that needs to be revisited. Anyway, I will sort that out and get back to it. But on the front suspension then, I've gone with 36 on the front, 10 on the rear. I've gone with a roll bar of 2. I've gone with a rear anti-roll bar of 1. Just found it really helped. Yeah, just found it really helped. And a right out of 34 and a rear right out of 38. Remember, obviously it's wet. It's going to be slippery. Singapore is treacherous even in the dry, so you know you need to rock and roll and just go as careful as possible. On the brakes, going with 100% on brake pressure. I've gone with 56% brake bias. Gain, it only applies to ABS off users. ABS on users, just crack on, just rock on. This doesn't apply to you, but yeah. On the tyres, going with pretty much the lowest I can go. And the simple reason being, it's a street circuit. You generate a lot of heat around street circuits. It's difficult to cool the tyres. Not so much in the wet, but in the dry, it really is difficult. This has been the Singapore wet setup then. Hope it helps. You know the drill by now. Do all that good stuff. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to have a chat down below about it, feel free. I'm always here, always open. Would love to hear from you. But until we get crack on with the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.